Next on Good Morning El Paso, stripped of his title, the UFC has announced the punishment now for fighter Jon Jones, how it will affect his scheduled fight coming up next month.
And just when everyone thought that flag controversy was over in Cantillo, it begins again. Why the district is accusing the developer of going back on its word.
And a citywide curfew leads to clashes between protesters and police. We have the latest on the unrest in Baltimore.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Good morning. Things are starting to look a little better day by day.
This is a live look this Wednesday morning, courtesy of our ABC7 mountain cam. No clouds in the sky. You can see that post gently moving in the breeze, but otherwise, no problems out there.
No clouds, no worries, people. You hear that? You heard it here from Stephanie first.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm Stephanie Valle. Good morning.
And I'm Floren. Good morning, everyone. Let's get to Crystal now, and she can tell us a little bit more about this gorgeous day we're expecting.
I like that. No worries. It's a no worries Wednesday we've got going on. Forecast looks good as we start off your day. Temperatures, still some of us on the cooler end of things, but not bad. 47 where we're sitting in El Paso this morning. You might want the light jacket, but you'll be peeling it off pretty quickly as we warm up this afternoon. Winds are calm in El Paso, Las Cruces at 40 degrees this morning with winds just 3 miles per hour. And on your clouds and radar map, we are looking at those conditions outside. Looks like our system, there we go. Froze for a second there, but we are talking clear sky conditions outside, not just this morning, but as we move through the rest of today as well. And with the clear sunny conditions comes the warmer temps. We've been talking about a warming trend, and we certainly start to see it today. We'll discuss the numbers from today through the next several, right into your Saturday, Sunday coming up.
All right. Thank you, Crystal. Breaking overnight, Jon Bones Jones has been stripped of his UFC title and has been suspended indefinitely. The UFC announced the penalties late last night. This is after the 27-year-old was arrested in Albuquerque on a hit and run that police say left a pregnant woman with a broken arm. Jones was scheduled to face #1 contender Anthony Johnson in Las Vegas on May 23rd. Instead, #3 contender Daniel Cormier will face Johnson for the title. Yesterday in Albuquerque, Jones made his first court appearance. He's facing a felony charge of leaving the scene of an accident involving death or personal injury. If convicted, he could face 3 years in prison.
And new information this morning on that deadly train crash in Roswell that killed 1 person. This happened yesterday morning just south of Roswell at Vista Largo and State Road 2. New Mexico State Police say the crew on the southbound train didn't realize the other train was standing on the tracks until it was too late, crashing head on. The 2 crew members jumped off the train before it crashed. The man who was killed has been identified as 48-year-old Jesse Coburn. No word yet on what those trains were carrying.
And to the latest on the Cantillo flag controversy now. After months of back and forth between the Cantillo district and Hunt communities, the American flag that was painted over at Reyes Elementary School was allowed to return. But now the district is upset with the developers because they will not help pay for the mural. The developers told the district they could paint the flag on 2 conditions: that more than 50% of the community approved the change and that the flag was approved by Veterans Affairs. Another alternative was that Hunt would paint or hang the largest possible accurate U.S. flag on the wall and pay for it. But since the district chose their original design, Hunt pulled out of that agreement. The board wrote to Hunt saying it would cost $350,000 over the next 50 years to paint and maintain the mural. Board officials feel Hunt used unfavorable wording in the terms and conditions.
And so we feel deceived as well and it's not like it's hearsay. This was written to us. And it's wrong to deceive school children. It's wrong to deceive their parents and the very taxpayers who made it available through their funds to build the school on the hill.
Hunt Communities was not at the board meeting last night, but they did write this to the district in a letter saying, quote, Hunt believes this matter has been resolved in a manner satisfactory to the board. Further, we feel it is now time to move on and put this matter behind us.
Following Monday night's rioting, Baltimore's mayor issued a mandatory curfew for Tuesday night, but it got off to a rough start last night with police. Let's go to ABC's Elizabeth Hur with the story developing now.
The 10 o'clock curfew came and went, and with some refusing to leave, others stood arm in arm trying to keep the peace.
Go home! Is that too hard to do? Why stay here and get in trouble?
From above, you can see law enforcement wearing riot gear on one side, and on the other, a few defiant group of demonstrators. About 30 minutes into the curfew, officers begin firing flashbangs and tossing smoke canisters, which some protesters threw right back at the officers.
I think the biggest thing is that citizens are safe, the city is stable. We hope to maintain it that way.
The scene, chaotic, but a far cry from 24 hours earlier when rioters torched cars and businesses, sparking the new citywide curfew.
We are frustrated. We just need to find a better way to deal with it.
Tuesday dawned with citizens and volunteers vowing to keep violence from taking over their streets, saying Freddie Gray, the 25-year-old whose death sparked such outrage, would not want this to happen to his city. That people, like this young boy handing out water to police and this mother grabbing her son to take him off the streets, are a true reflection of their heart, their home. For now, the curfew will remain in effect for a week, and authorities say the National Guard will continue to patrol the streets. Elizabeth Hur, ABC News, Baltimore.
As we reported last week on Good Morning El Paso, several students from Cathedral High School and Loretto Academy were awarded the Gates Millennium Scholarship. Well, new this morning, one other student from a local public school is also getting that award. Good Morning El Paso's Denise Lewis is live with her story. Denise.
Good morning, Stephanie. Ruby Garcia is a senior at Mountain View High School, and she spent hours and hours and even her Christmas break working on the application for the Gates Millennium Scholarship, and it paid off. This year, Ruby Garcia is the only student to get a scholarship who attends a public school. Garcia wants to major in biology, and she plans to attend UTEP and eventually become a doctor. She says she wants to set an example for her school and her community and let future generations know that a solid education is possible with hard work.
Some people would tell me, you don't have a life. I'm like, well, school is life. Education is life. What else should I do? What else is out there, you know?
And she is on the right track. The Gates Millennium Scholarship covers the cost of tuition and housing to any four-year university of their choice, and she's deciding to stay here in El Paso and attend UTEP. Hillary, back to you.
I love that. All right. Thanks so much, Denise, and congratulations to her. Let's take a live look at traffic.
Looking over at I-10 in Hawkins and East El Paso, you can see that our TxDOT traffic camera is showing not a lot of problems out there. It looks pretty quiet.
It does. Well, many images have been surfacing from the Baltimore riots, but one in particular has a lot of people talking.
This mother is making headlines after she confronts her son during a protest. What other parents are now saying about it.
And the death toll continues to climb in Nepal from this weekend's earthquake. Still, there are glimmers of hope as rescuers continue to find survivors.
And at 6:08, back here in the borderland, we're looking at a warm-up for the rest of the week. Meteorologist Crystal Klein has your detailed forecast.
And that warm-up takes us all the way to 90 degrees on the 7-day forecast. We'll talk about your weekend expectations coming up.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.